Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. Hopefully we're not echoing too bad now. I sounded like an alien a few seconds ago, so we're hoping we've sorted out we always have technical difficulties, Meg. Every time we're just not good with technology. What can we say? But we're here. Meg, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm actually laughing at Curler's comment straight away. He's in there with the banter. I didn't get the memo. I missed that opportunity. But other than that, I am good. I'm still slightly angry, but I'm feeling positive about the reaction to not the football, but obviously everything that came with the football.
Yeah.
In particular, when we were online last night, just as we went offline, Marcus Rashford posted his tweet, and I read it out to the girls. And honestly, as I was reading it last night, Sophie, you all know that actually there was a lump in my throat. Just reading it out, my heart honestly hurt for him. But just the whole reaction to him in particular, with what he's come out and said so far, I'm feeling the love. Feeling the love.
I mean, what Rashford put yesterday, like you say, we read it like well, obviously backstage, didn't we? With Kendall backstage. Don't know what else to say. Backstage. Kendall
Behind the
and Nat were
scenes.
there. But we were all choked up by what he put as well. Obviously, went into a lot of detail. Um, I do believe Ollie is a good man to put his arm around him and build his confidence back up. I'm sure he's going to a good place around his teammates and whatnot. But I mean, head or treatment episode comes out tomorrow. But I do touch on it. I think like rivalry goes out the window. I fully back Saka, send my love and support to him, and I think it's a situation where fans have got to unite and obviously support these young players through these tough times. And yeah, I'm a bit like you, Meg. I'm still not over it, but I'm
Yeah,
feeling
no,
more reflective about what happened. To be fair,
I
in
hope,
the
I
game,
hope, I hope. Obviously, racism goes away, but I hope we don't. You know, there's been numerous incidents where kind of things flare up again, and it's not. I don't want to say it becomes like a trending topic to talk about because it shouldn't need to take an incident for it to be spoken about.
yeah,
But when something does happen, just I want a good reaction from the people who do care, the
yeah,
real fans of football who do not care whether black, white, Asian, whatever race and
yeah.
origin you come from, they just support you as a footballer. And to be fair, just three decent bloody human beings, which they are.
Exactly. And the kids. You know what I mean? The kids. So Rashford's main mistake was that strange run that he made. I think he overthought it. Like we say, his confidence was low. I think he overthought the whole penalty, to be honest with you. And I felt sorry for him. He said he didn't feel quite right, did he? And I think we all know that he hasn't been right towards the end of the season in particular. He suffered with his injuries. He's going to have surgery. But yeah, the run up didn't help him. I think in that case, any day you say run up and just smash it. But what's done is done. Like I say, I don't begrudge the players for stepping up and taking it. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm sad, but like you say, many positives to look forward to. But what we are going to do in this video, we are going to obviously give our team of the tournament. Meg, I don't know about you, but when I was looking into the team that UEFA put out there, I was thinking there's a few names that they've missed off that I would have probably put in there. Did you feel the same way? Meg, you muted.
I
You there?
apologise. I'm going to try and listen out for the kids as well. When I was writing my
It's
own
all right.
team, I could have easily, I've done a list of honourable mentions, but I could have written two teams. But there was a certain names that I instantly wrote down that no matter what, these people were in my team because of how they performed. And then it was kind of, oh, who do I pick around them?
Yeah, yep, I felt like that. But first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to read out what obviously the official team of the tournament is. Everyone in the chat, let me know what you would change as well. I've already seen a few people saying, "I love Villa said Luke Shaw should be in there." Let's see if me and Meg go with the same. It'd be interesting. But I'm going to read out the actual official team, and obviously we're going to get into it and say what we would have changed. So, firstly, in goal, Donnarumma. Not really surprised at that choice. However, personally, I'm going to say something in a minute that might be controversial, but yeah. Kyle Walker at right back, Bonucci, Maguire as a centre back, Spinazzola left back. Then you've got Højbjerg, Jorginho, and Pedri as the midfielders, Chiesa, Lukaku, and Sterling as the front three. That is the official team of the tournament. So obviously, massive props to Maguire, Sterling, and Walker for the Englishmen getting in there. But Meg, what was your reaction first when you saw that?
It was very English and Italian dominated. and almost half expected because obviously two teams in the final. For me, there were again certain names. I'm not going to mention them just yet because I know that we're going to end up talking about a couple of players anyway. That should have definitely have been in there. And I think you appreciate once the team of the tournament comes out how well actually players played, because those players who haven't been named straight away, that's the people that we thought of. Like, how can this player not be in there because they've done so well? But I think there's arguments for them players that they've already mentioned in the official team of the tournament to be there as well. So, yeah, we'll get into it a little bit more detail. I don't want to drop names already because I don't want to move the conversation on too quickly.
No, it's a fair point. Liam makes a good point. Actually, I didn't put him in my team. That's a spoiler alert. But that's a good shout. He was obviously in the first stages of the tournament. He was their top goal scorer. Had a great tournament. Czech Republic exceeded all expectations in their tournament as well. Had a really good campaign. I think that's a good shout. Definitely. Josh is in the gym, so big up to Josh from the gym. Tierney just be there for what he did to Jordi Alba. All the hugs and that before the penalties. I'm guessing you're referring to there. I'm being biased as an Everton fan, but I'll put Pickford ahead of Donnarumma. Andrew says, "Hey, am I this evening? I'm doing very well, thank you, Andrew, and I hope you're doing well too." Dumfries is not a bad shout as well as right back of being in there. Obviously, Kyle Walker was selected. Walker got to the final, so I understand it. But again, Dumfries had a fantastic tournament.
This is half the arguments, isn't it? The fact that some certain players had a longer tournament than other players, and I've mixed up a little bit in terms of some of the players that I have picked because they had an extended tournament and they've played more games and kind of they've had more opportunities to obviously show. But other ones I thought were so good in their games that they played. They might not have played as many, but they were so good in those games that they should be mentioned.
Yeah, I am wearing like an old Bayern Munich shirt. As you know me, collect shirts. Obviously not City or anyone like that, or Liverpool. I don't think I have to say that anyway. But I do like collecting shirts, and this was on for a few seasons ago. That I just really love this shirt, to be honest with you. I remember having it on FIFA and all sorts as well. Yeah. Nicole is in the chat. I'm still not over Maguire's penalty girls. He went in harder than. Never mind. Yeah, let's not finish that sentence, Nicole. But yeah, that penalty was mad. I'll keep watching that back. That's like my obviously Shaw scoring was fantastic, but that penalty and the way that he grabbed the ball and he celebrated as well, he was just like a proper boss, Maguire. Like the way he did it was class.
Just his whole season, like I think he needed something like this. He has been scapegoated at Manchester United. Obviously, everything that happened at the start of this season over in Greece that was looming over him. And now we're just talking about him as a footballer and how good he has been. And just he stepped up another level, hasn't he? And I'm just glad as well that he recovered so quickly after his injury. Also a shame that he missed the end of the Manchester United season. With him playing as he is now, would that have changed the Europa League final for us? I can't dwell on it, but it's a shame.
Yeah, we need to, like you say, kick on, can't dwell, move forwards. Hibs have beat Arsenal, which is why Doug is obviously laughing in the chat. It is a friendly, let's be kind to them, it is a friendly.
It is, but I was like, that must be, I seen Hibs winning 2-0 and I thought, I wonder what team Arsenal have put out. All of the players.
Aubameyang
and then Pepe and Lacazette, they were split in terms of, I think they must have done like a half each, but their players were playing. The Arsenal being Arsenal already, I love it. I'm not even gonna. I love it.
It does make me look. I mean, I saw AFTV were doing a watch along and stuff as well, and it did make me think, I can't wait for the season to start again. There, all this banter and the rivalry. Like, I am buzzing to get club football back. But we'll obviously delve into team. Firstly, Meg, who did you put in goal in your team? Then we're going to go for each position. Obviously, as I get there in the chat, let me know who you'd put there as well. So, firstly, goalkeeper. Donnarumma was the chosen one. Would you stick with that?
I have. I've stuck with him. I've stuck with Donnarumma just because. Listen, it's very close for me, Pickford and Donnarumma, because they were both outstanding for their individual teams. But 2 penalty shootouts, he's come through both of them. He's made crucial saves in both of them as well. He's such a young goalkeeper. I think there's still plenty to come from him. He's going to be around for a while, obviously, as well. And yeah, I just think.
True.
It's a friendly, but for a fact, girls, as soon as our pre-season starts, well, the results will be overhyped either way. True, but it's
We'll have our
Arsenal.
banter.
It's Arsenal doing Arsenal. So yeah, I've stuck with Donnarumma. I just think he had a really good tournament again against what you would say tougher competition compared to what Pickford went through.
Yeah, I get that. I'm with Vile of the Villa on the Pickford argument. And I actually am not involved in any bias. I think Donnarumma is fantastic and had a great tournament and obviously crucial saves against us and whatnot in the penalty shootouts. And I think he's made crucial saves at crucial times and he's a big reason why Italy won it. But for me, if you win the Golden Glove, you deserve to be in the team of the tournament. Like, for me, it should be based on that. Obviously, Pickford's had some great performances as well, where he literally won the Golden Glove. So, for me, you should win the Golden Glove. Just like, and I'm going to give a spoiler for later on, but if you get top goal scorer, for me, you should be in the team of the tournament.
I think there's definitely arguments for both of them, isn't there? Because
yeah, there is. Yeah,
they both they didn't get their teams there, but like you said, Pickford's conceded 2 all tournament. Donnarumma has been in 2 penalty shootouts, and we all know it's probably easier to score than it is to save. Apparently,
not a bad shout. Not a bad shout as well.
Yeah, another one that could easily have a case to being in that team. I think it's not personal preference because I'd have loved to see Pickford in there, but I just went for Donnarumma because I think the 2 penalty shootouts kind of sung it for me.
Yeah, very good points. But I agree with everyone in the chat as well. I think there's plenty of keepers who obviously put their name forwards and feel that like they were fantastic. But I do think that overall Donnarumma, is probably the most consistent goalkeeper. Pickford, I think, had a bit of a shaky game against Denmark. Still outstanding all tournament, don't get me wrong. But like I say, for me, if you win the Golden Glove, you deserve to be in that team in the tournament. But whatever it's based on, it obviously isn't that, is it? So, but yeah, Donnarumma gets it, but obviously I've gone Pickford. What about right back then, Meg? Kyle Walker was the official one. We've already mentioned Dumfries could have been in with a shout.
I mean, this is going to sound terrific because I've stuck with Walker again. I promise that I have changed the team slightly. I promise that I've not just looked at their team and picked it. But I did. My honourable mention was Dumfries. But when I think about England and how well that defence did as a 4, and at times how crucial Kyle Walker was to our defence in particular, his covering, the speed. We all know he's got speed, but just he was there positionally correct when he had to cover over and move across more central. He did that. He played at right back, right centre back as well. So yeah, I've stuck with Walker, but Dumfries was my honourable mention.
Yeah, if you want to do that all over Villa, I'm not against it. I'm not doing that personally, but if you want to, you can do. Yeah, I've stuck with Walker. I think he had an outstanding tournament. I think Dumfries, really good. Obviously scored some important goals. He was on fire, wasn't he, for the Netherlands? But I think Walker, like you say there, like his pace got us out of so much trouble at times. Positionally, he's been superb, and I think he's had an all-around quality tournament. Very consistent. Yeah. It's been solid, and like you say, he's played like numerous positions at the back, and in each one of them, he's looked comfortable as well.
I honestly couldn't think of I'm not anyone else.
Walker fan. I actually am not mad on Kyle Walker, but I've got to be honest and say that I think that he had a fantastic tournament. And I think his pace, obviously, he showed his worth, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I actually couldn't think of anyone else that was better in that position than him in this tournament.
Other than Dumfries, that's the one who I think ran closest to him in that. I'm Blue. We're just going through what we would have chosen for our team in the tournament. So we're comparing it to obviously the official one that was given. So far, Meg stuck with Donnarumma and Walker. I've gone for Pickford and Walker. Obviously, feel free to give yours as well. Schmeichel was up there as well with a mention. Sommer was up there with a mention as well. So Walker right back. I think we're conclusive on that one. What about centre backs then? Obviously, Maguire makes it, of course. But
Maguire, obviously, number one choice. The guy has levelled up. He's hit that level up button. His FIFA ranking's going to go up. 83 million, we can slap that up to 100 million now. No, I don't want to sell him. I think he has just shown his class and his worth for this in this tournament. Bearing in mind he missed that first game and he's been, he missed the end of the season and actually hasn't played competitively. Then for me it was him. And actually, Kajar was my another honourable mention, but I Love the Villa has gone with the pairing that I've put. I've put Chiellini next to him. Another leader, just knows how to win a game of football, and I think that showed in the final. He would do nothing to lose. He would do nothing to not lose. He just knows what to do to get the job done. He is, and I don't think he individually pushed Italy all the way to the final, but he just emphasises all the passion that is involved in Italy, and I think it does start with him. So my pairing is Chiellini and Maguire, but my honourable mentions is Bonucci and Kajar. I don't know how to say it. I apologise.
Ashton, you're spot on. It is all about opinions, which is why I'm saying get in the chat and let us know what you're thinking. There's no right or wrong answer. There's been so many standout performances, I think, in this tournament that people are always going to be upset or disappointed with certain choices. You can't please everyone, can you? So definitely get your views in the chat as well. Like I say, nobody's right or wrong when it comes to this one. But I've actually gone the same as you, Meg. I'll put Chiellini in there with Maguire. However, Bonucci, I can understand why you got the official one. Obviously, scored the important goal that ultimately kept Italy in the game against us. They're just both rocks at the back. They're solid, a great partnership. Yeah, just an absolute wall.
You could flip a coin, I think. I think Maguire was always going to be in this team of the tournament because of how solid he was for England. And I genuinely think it would have been a flip of the coin for majority of people between Bonucci and Chiellini because, again, both been solid at the back. Bonucci, yes, went on and scored. But as a defender doing his defensive duty, Chiellini just edged it for me.
Yeah, exactly the same for me. I think it's just that all around as well. I've always just loved Chiellini as a player. He's one of them that I hate playing against him, but I just think he's class. I've always liked him. You mentioned earlier the little clip of him with who was it from Spain? Alba.
Jordi Alba.
And he's there just like hugging him and just before the penalty shootout.
I think that his age shows in that, doesn't it? His experience, like that mentality of cocky and confident, like the mixture of the both for him. He's a winner and he knows how to win. And sometimes it hasn't got to be about football. A lot of people said that penalty shootout was over the moment those two went up to that referee, and Chiellini did that to him because he'd won the mental game straight off. Yeah,
Bonucci and Stones. Stones had a fantastic tournament as well. He really did. And obviously put Maguire in there with no disrespect to him. He's got to be up there as another honourable mention and one that must have been close. Fantastic tournament. Left back then, Spinazzola got the vote. And he was outstanding before his injury. And unfortunately, obviously, he had a serious injury that ruled him out for the remainder of the tournament. Meg, have you stuck with him? Or have you got your loyalty to Luke Shaw on this one?
I have got my loyalty to my guy, Luke Shaw. Boy, have I got a soft spot for Luke Shaw. And there's, there is bias here because obviously he is English. But that guy, I don't know how he's missed out on the actual team of the tournament. Scores in the final, has been phenomenal throughout in terms of attacking. But this guy's a left back, defensively was in a team that conceded 2 goals during the whole tournament. One being from a set piece, not even being involved directly from a set piece, not even involved in it. Spinazzola I think he did a great job at left back, and very unfortunate for him that he got injured. But Luke Shaw went all the way through. Bearing in mind that first game he wasn't even picked. For me, it has to be Shaw. I can't believe he didn't get the team of the tournament. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it would be Zoe. No, Zoe. No. Spinazzola says I'm blue. We got to Stone Cold Lee. Alba's a good option, but nowhere near Shaw and Spinazzola. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think I know I'm biased because he's English and he's United. But Luke Shaw, I said it the other day and I'll say it again, for me at the moment, best left back in the world. And I know people laugh at that statement, but I stand by that.
I stand by that. I'm with you.
Spinazzola close second, but Shaw, just for me, he was outstanding.
If when you talked about we'll do team of the tournament and we were like, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Shaw was there. That was like I wrote. I said I wrote the names that I wanted in that team. Shaw was one of them, and then the couple of places where I umdenard. That wasn't an umdenard decision. Shaw was number 1 for me.
Are you sure? Yes, indeed.
Completely sure.
Say the same as well. Completely sure, 100% sure. So we're going sure for that one.
And just so far we've got. Like I say, that whole back line for me and for you, although we've got different goalkeepers, all Italian and English, and I think we talk about defensively so solid. Defence wins you tournaments, and you could pick numerous attacking options from numerous countries, but for me, the Italian and the English defence were levels above others.
Yeah. Defensively, I mean, like you said, we conceded 2, not lost the game, and still not won the tournament. Like, we were resilient at the back. Unfortunately, we just didn't score too many going the other way, and I think that was our downfall, wasn't it? Which does reflect on the manager, you have to say, being a bit too negative at times. But look, like I say, I don't blame it on anybody. I think he's done fantastically well to get us to the final, Southgate, and I look forward to the World Cup, and that's it. I'm not dallying on it anymore. But midfield, interesting.
What have you got? You got one number. We'll go as in. I've gone for 3, but the player who would like CDM, who have you gone for?
So I've got Jorginho.
Same. We're saying the same on this one.
Jorginho, in the chat, let us know your first midfielder. We've gone with 3, we've gone with 2, obviously, just let us know in the comment. But Jorginho, and as much as he irritated so much in that final, he irritated me so much. But you have to admit, he's a great player and he's had a good tournament. I think since Tuchel's come in at Chelsea, he's kind of gone from strength to strength, and he was vital for Italy throughout that tournament. So he has to make it for me.
He was, and from start to finish, throughout the group stages, I think he was an ever-present performer for Italy, especially because he didn't have Verratti to start with next to him as well. You know, I think he did a great job in that Italian midfield to control it, break up play, move the ball forward.
Yeah.
There's not someone that I think ran close to him.
This is interesting as well. Phillips has made all of the videos. I was tempted though. He's an honourable mention for me, Calvin Phillips. I think he had a fantastic tournament.
Phillips
Seems such a humble guy as well. He made your team. So Calvin Phillips is in Meg's team. Go on, Meg. So you've got Jorginho and then Phillips as the second midfielder.
I've gone for Phillips. And I think almost he's overshadowed by other players because of their skill level. Whereas I think Phillips shines for me because as a midfielder, and if you want to play him in this like 8 role, the work rate that he set for others to follow was untouchable by many other midfield players. The doggies that he had to do up and down the pitch, his running rate, created that first goal for us. Obviously, nicks the ball back, does the dirty stuff, has to pick up a couple of cards. I think he's just purely overshadowed for many people by the fact that he hasn't quite got the name of others.
He hasn't scored or done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I think for me, where I couldn't not include him for me personally because his work rate and his all-round play was so good.
So I'll give you my second one then, and this is probably controversial, but I've actually gone with Paul Pogba. So I've gone for Jorginho, then I've gone for Pogba as my second one. And the reason I went for Pogba is before I thought he had some like wow moments for France. Obviously, France didn't get very far and whatnot, but he was their standout player. And obviously, the amazing goal that he scored as well as leadership. He's just got that special, and I can understand why he wouldn't make it. But I've put him in there just because he was just entertaining to watch in that tournament. Like I watched France to watch Paul Pogba, and I know it. And I'm not biased towards Pogba. People say I don't like Pogba, and so for me, this is really out the blue for me to say Paul Pogba, but I just think that he was one of the most entertaining players to watch in the tournament. I'm basing it on entertainment.
But it's probably not a surprise that I've also put Pogba in. I am pretty much the same as you, and the guy, when he plays football, can make it look easy. And I think when you look at the French Paul Pogba in the France team, and we say this a lot, and it was all over, platforms online and stuff like that. We want this guy. Who's this guy? This Pogba that plays for France and doesn't show up for Manchester United. I think he was quality with the time that he had in the tournament. The goal that he scored as well was just sensational. I think pretty much exactly what you've said. So my 3 was Jorginho, Phillips, and Pogba.
So I've gone Jorginho, Pogba. I'll tell you my third one. Lou, if you want to do a 4-4-2, you can. I'm going off a 4-3-3. I think Meg's doing a 4-3-3 as well.
Yeah.
So obviously I've got Jorginho, Pogba just in front of him, and then my most advanced midfielder, the one that I've gone for, is actually Pedri from Spain. I thought for a young man, he carried himself really well. Some of the comments he's had afterwards as well, saying, did Enrique say that he's done what even Iniesta couldn't do in this tournament? Like he's been outstanding. He was one of their main players. So for a player who's going under the radar, I hadn't really heard of him. I'm not going to sit to myself as an expert on him. So I was watching it with a completely unbiased eye, neutral eye, and I've got to say he impressed me. And I think for a young lad, like I say, he played fantastic in the tournament. Another special mention, though, and I hate to say this as well, but I thought Xhaka played fantastically well in this tournament as well.
He carried himself and the team really well. Pedri was an honourable mention for myself. I've got him on my list, but Xhaka actually just, like I said, almost carried his team, but for him, just the way he handled himself as well.
Yeah, it's all right, Ian. I'll put keeper more up top. I just think Pedri just handled the pressure really well. Like I say, again, I'm doing it on entertainment. He was one of the most entertaining players to watch, I felt, in the tournament. So I've gone on that, and obviously very young as well. But I can understand totally why Phillips made it. People put Rice in there. I can understand that. Someone mentioned Kante earlier. Damsgaard has been fantastic as well. And Blue's just put his name there. There's been a lot of players who've stood out, especially in that midfield area. But for me, I think Pedri was a standout. Like I say, I think he kind of put his name in lights. A lot of people hadn't heard of him. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be taking notice now following that tournament. But we're on to the front three. We'll start with the right-hand side, Meg. So we go for that right. Verratti was a close call as well, to be fair. Verratti was up there as well. Locatelli had to be a mention as well, especially at the start of the tournament. I think he had a really good influence, scored a few goals. Then Verratti came on and just showed his worth as well. But yeah, front three, Meg, right-sided first.
I've gone for Chiesa on my right-hand side. Just a dangerous player. And when he took his opportunity, and I think, just for it's not unknown, but just dangerous when he got onto the ball, ran at players, his shots, for Italy and just for Italy, I think going all the way as well, and him having the opportunity to go into the final. Unlucky not to score. I think in the final he had a great opportunity. So yeah, I had to put him in, begrudgingly almost.
Ian's gone with Dan James. So Ian, if you want Dan James in your team, you put Dan James in your team.
Do you know what? He played
for Wales. He always does though for Wales.
Almost kind of as Wales kind of got forgotten about, but yeah, he did actually have a really good tournament.
Yeah, I think Chiesa has to be my. Yeah, he was outstanding, especially in that final. He was the player that I feared the most. There's one point when he looked injured, and I was thinking, and not in a nasty way, but I was thinking, I hope he can't carry on because he was just starting to work his magic, and yeah, he was outstanding. So scored some good goals as well. That little touch he did on the bench for one of the goals in extra time, wasn't it? Yeah, great tournament. What about the left then? We'll leave the centre forward till last. Left winger. Mine. You want me to start with it? The Sterling job all tournament. Raheem has to be in there for me. Raheem Sterling.
We're sticking to the same here. I've got Sterling on the left-hand side as well, particularly because I've put Shaw in as well. And the link up between the two of them was so fluent. They knew exactly where the other one was going to be. Bear in mind, they don't play club football together. They just clicked. And I'm not saying that they won't put one in without the other. I think both of them fitted into that left-hand side and made our left-hand side really dangerous to go down. They linked up so well. He got his goals. The boy from Brent. He was there, clinical, ran at players, won penalties, whether he went down soft or not. I think there was still contact, and I think you're clever enough to invite contact onto you, then that's a different thing, because I think he was clever enough to accept the contact and go down. But yeah, for me, he's in that team.
Yeah, I was laughing because Ian's put, let's mention Soph's favourite player, Morata. Look, Morata, to be fair to him, I'll give him a lot of stick, but he did last round of the tournament, scored some really good, really important goals, should I say. Missed obviously a crucial penalty from him as well. It had to be him doing it. It's always, he went from hero to villain. You knew it was going to happen. I felt for him. I'm going to say Morata, I think, had overall a decent tournament. Spain on the whole, I just think they lacked going forwards. They just didn't quite click. Lacked pace massively. I don't know why they didn't play Adama more as well. That kind of baffled me a little bit. What's the point in taking him? Hi, Soph and Meg says,
I'm laughing at Zoe's comment, sorry. I don't know if you want to put it up or not.
All right,
I mean,
Zoe.
to the point, isn't it? It's just to the point, isn't it, Zoe? That's fair enough.
Fair enough. I'm guessing you're not a fan of Morata. That's cool. Yeah, so obviously Chiesa, Sterling, then centre forward. Meg, I'll let you go first into the honours on this one, and then I'll show mine.
Okay, well, I've gone for Schick. And I know it's not going to be. I know it's not going to be everybody's choice. But this is, a tournament of where he is somebody that you would never have picked to kind of be chasing that golden boot ever, and took his opportunity. I know Ronaldo won the golden boot, but they scored the amount of goals the same. He purely got it because of an assist. So, and that's still creditable because that's part of scoring, isn't it? That somebody will assist you. But for me, I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and I think he deserved to be in there because he's not this big player. The Ronaldo has the name. Ronaldo has done it for years. And I just think for me that Schick took his opportunity and took his chance, and fair play to him.
He was quality, to be fair. Like I say, especially the goal against Scotland was outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The bend that he got on that. Like how far he took that out the post before it came back in.
To have the confidence to do it as well. Like to be like, oh yeah, I'm in the big tournament and I'm still going to try it.
Yeah. For me, and I said earlier, Pickford, if you win the Golden Glove, you deserve to be in the team of the tournament. I stand by that statement. If you win top goal scorer, for me, you deserve to be in the team of the tournament. And I'm not saying Ronaldo played better than Alex Schick, better than Lukaku, even Harry Kane. You could put in there, probably even Morata. All right, maybe not Morata, but I'm not saying he didn't play any better than them. But for me, if you score more goals as a centre forward, that's your job. He deserves to be the centre forward of the tournament. And I know it shouldn't be based on stats and whatnot, but I always feel teams like this are. I think if it wasn't Ronaldo for me, I'd probably put Lukaku in there because I think Lukaku had a great tournament for Belgium. Always was a threat. He's just so clinical in front of goal.
He isn't, and what a shame that it didn't work out for Manchester United, because you look at Lukaku in this tournament and kind of you wish that had happened at Manchester United. You look at the player that he has become. You've just said like clinical in front of his goal. The way that he went round players and attacked at players. Lukaku led from the front. These are two, Ronaldo and Lukaku, I've both put them down on the honourable mentions list on the subs bench. But yeah, I've purely gone for Schick because he wasn't the name that Ronaldo has, and like I said, just took his opportunity in perhaps a smaller team than Ronaldo's Portugal.
Yeah. I think for Immobile, to be fair, he's not really going to win much other than the acting. What he did, I mean, maybe win, I don't know, some kind of award for that. Yeah, an Oscar maybe. But other than that, yeah. No, I think Immobile had a good tournament. Like I say, he didn't score, but he worked really hard for the team. But that was embarrassing. That moment was embarrassing. Calvert-Lewin. Oh yeah, I was sad that I didn't see more of him. To be fair, Calvert-Lewin, Meg.
There's a few, but I think Kane was a leader, and I think we all called for him to perhaps have a rest, and Southgate stuck with him, and he went on to get his goals, and he did do a good job at the end. I am actually we were just talking about allegiance. Sorry, that Callum Hudson-Odoi is changed from England, has he? Oh, don't quote me on it, but Miles, and I'm going to call him out here, Miles did say on his Twitter that he has. So I'll message him and see if I can get some clarification on that. But there was rumours about him changing. Anyone else, if you know about that? Pat's Miles just winds everybody
confirm it if you can. Thank you so much, Thomas, for that super chat. It's great show as always, ladies. Loving the content. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for your support. As
more
always,
content coming tomorrow.
Yes.
Drop it in, Soph.
Episode 4 is out tomorrow. It gets a bit political, this one, actually. Gets a bit political. But yeah, hairdryer treatment, episode 4 tomorrow, 7 p.m. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one, definitely. But
So
yeah,
is
there's a lot of, you said honourable mentions. Oh, he's likely to Ghana. Wan-Bissaka's another interesting one as well. He could possibly change, and you can't say you blame him as well. It'd be
no.
interesting to see what happens. Curtis says 3 in a row. My God, you're busy. We said since we've
That's
name
the
changed
issue,
it.
Kurt. We're not busy. That's why we're doing it.
We're knuckling down and trying to basically improve our content, aren't we, Meg?
Yeah, we are. And if there are, certain videos that people want us to talk about, or you want to have your opinion about, and you want to join us in that conversation, then let us know. Obviously, so doing the hairdryer treatment every week. We've got Ladies in Red. We've got Soph and Meg show. Unfortunately, the Eurovisions has come to an end, but there will be another set of content that we will can put out as well.
Maybe people could help us come up with another catchy name. Obviously, Eurovision is what we did for that one. Maybe we could think of like a Premier League name for a show for just me and Meg to talk about Premier League issues. Tell you what, if anyone has any ideas, tweet us at Real Ladies in Red and let us know what we should call a show based on the Premier League. Similar to what we've done with the Eurovisions, but obviously to do with matches in the Premier League. So I just read this as well, because this was something I was going to ask in a minute as well. Would people be interested in if I don't know, sent out a link and people could come and join us live on air, and we could try and interact with you guys virtually as well? I think that'd be really cool, because we always have a lot of laughs in the chat and whatnot. I think it'd be really good to get you viewers involved as well. So we might do a poll on that at some point. But yeah, we're up for branching out. We want to obviously expand the content that we're doing, be more consistent, and that's what we're obviously on a mission to do now. And obviously with the run up to the season as well, plenty of things to look forward to. Plenty of transfer rumours for me and Meg to pull our hair out over as well. No doubt about that. And obviously we'll be talking about that. Curly said call-ins are a must to progress our channel. We could do it. I don't know if there is another female channel who do call-ins, so Meg, we could do it. I'm definitely up for it.
We'll discuss and we'll get something sorted.
Of course, yeah, we need to draw a plan. But like Ben said, if any ideas for any shows that you're interested in, let us know as well. Me and Meg are going to try and do some actual football content as well. Obviously, COVID kind of put a stop to that. But hopefully back to normality soon, and we can do some actual football footage as well. You can see Meg being Meg Wire at the back.
Hey mate, imagine if I could take a penalty like Maguire as well. Listen, if we're going to talk about penalties, I'm number 12. I'm off the pitch. I'm saying sub me off. I'm not about the penalty life. I can barely watch them, let alone take them.
Yeah, that penalty was mad. The way he stepped up to it, like I say, he strided up and then walked off with the ball afterwards like a proper G. I was fair play to Maguire. Honourable shout out, to the team of tournament Denmark. I agree, they were the team of the tournament. Ericsson are losing their 2 first games. They dug in and showed how football can unite the world. Casper's disrespect. Yeah, Casper, obviously you said about England, has he ever been on and whatnot? He was outstanding against them. They did a great tournament. And like you said there, they've definitely done Ericsson and the country proud. They've been fantastic, and I'm sure they would have been welcomed as heroes when they got back to Denmark as well. But yeah, they were fantastic, and I felt bad actually that we beat them, like in a way.
not that bad.
At the time I didn't. Don't get me wrong, but no, I was thinking like trusted to be England, to the team that knocked them out, like the team that everybody wants to win. But it's one of them.
I think it just fueled the fire against England from numerous other countries even more. It was just like we stoked the fire a little bit. A lot of teams, a lot of people from other countries don't want England to do well. And I think that just fueled it even more, didn't it? The fact that we beat fan favourite Denmark.
Exactly. I love it. I said Meg versus Soph penalty shootout, the content we need the most. We'll have to do that, and maybe we can mix it up and do like Disney penalties.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I'll put money on.
You haven't seen my penalties.
Oh, someone winning. Probably it wouldn't be me.
We both lose it.
Can I be the goalkeeper?
Honestly, I probably won't even hit the target. Probably don't need a goalkeeper. Worst penalty of the tournament for me, it's Bale, one in the group stages. Can't even remember Bale's actually. Can't remember Bale's.
I can, but I can't even remember. I can picture it, but I can't tell you who it was against. But it was a poor penalty. Morata's was poor.
Yeah. I was going to talk about the 3 the other day.
It was a tournament of own goals rather than a tournament of great penalties.
It was against Turkey. Good evening to Daniel as well. Tristan said, why do players struggle with penalties? What do you reckon? It's the pressure.
You can
It's a lot of
never, you
pressure.
can practice a penalty in a training situation, but you can never, what's the word? You can never create the pressure and the environment of an actual game penalty. You can never recreate that. And like I said, and sometimes just pot luck. Sometimes it is purely just pot luck. You're, as an attacker, you're always told pick a side and stick with it. As a keeper, I can't speak on behalf of keepers because never would I want to be one. But I would presume they do their kind of mental preparation and that guess which side, and sometimes purely just pot luck. But I think it's the fact that you can't recreate that kind of pressure and environment and situation.
I think you almost
On a
overthink
training
it as well
pitch.
because you've got time.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, it's like instinctual, isn't it, football? But when you've got a penalty, you've got time to actually think. And I think a lot of times, like you say, you overthink it. Last second, you'll change which way it's going or whatnot. The keeper might move, and it just makes you change your mind. Like you've got a lot of distractions as well. Especially if you've got a huge keeper like Donnarumma stood in front of you as well. That's not going to fill you with confidence as well, is it? So I think there's a lot of factors, but mainly I think the pressure has to be the key one, especially in a situation like the other night with the whole country resting on your shoulders. Like it's not a nice position to be in, is it?
No.
Doug, thank you so much. Make sure you go and subscribe to Doug's channel. He's also given his lineup. I've seen earlier. I saw it on Twitter. Doug has also given his team of the tournament. So make sure you head over there and compare it. It says Euro 2020 was a fantastic tournament. Started in Italy from Andrea Bocelli singing Nessun Dorma, and it ended with Italy winning it. 142 goals and 11 own goals. 11 own goals. I didn't know there's that many.
Crazy.
Wow.
And so
But
just
Doug,
like the style of some of those own goals. You know, the Pedri one from 40 yards out, plus 40 yards out.
The Spain goalkeeper. That one was
Just,
the one.
it
Yeah,
just,
Pedri one.
but
I believe that's Pedri.
it was just a great tournament. It was a really good tournament. I think across numerous factors of football, it was a good tournament. And I'm even going to include the use of VAR into that. I never would I think that the use of VAR was good, but I have to say it was used correctly in this situation.
Yeah, I'm Blue. Thank you again for the contribution. I'm Blue is still very sore from that Denmark game. I can see. Obviously, you spoke to him after it as well. So you should feel bad when you win so unfairly. You deserve to go out on penalties when you win with a penalty. A Woodford dive. Love the content. I don't think it was a dive. I think, like Meg said, he was really clever and he got contact and it was a soft one, but it wasn't a dive. And what I'm going to add on to that, the amount of times that we've sat at home as England fans crying, the other night included, when decisions haven't gone our way though. And I'm not saying that didn't happen the other night, but there were some controversial decisions though. But over the years, we've had some decisions, some bad luck in tournaments as well. So I completely understand how you felt.
But I think it was perhaps soft, and you might see them not given. But I also think Sterling's clever enough to invite contact from both sides. So
it was soft.
It was soft. Either way.
I agree. I think it's one of them. Like, mate, you're a defender. If that's given against you, you're absolutely fuming.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, so it's.
But
I completely
if I'm
agree.
a forward and I feel contact like there was, because I do think he takes him off balance without touching the ball, then I would go down. If you're taken off your stride, you can see why he has gone down as well. So it's just one of those, isn't it? Swings and roundabouts.
I love the minute I can't understand some of the run up. So you're referring to that when people slowly walk up, you can't get the power. Obviously, you'd rather see a run up where you can actually put your foot through it. For me, if you're ever in doubt, you just put your foot through it. If you're ever in doubt, don't try and overcomplicate it. Don't try and be too clever. Just absolutely smash it. That would always be my motto, which is why it doesn't infuriate me when I see players who obviously aren't confident try and do something a bit clever and you're just thinking, just smash it. You never know where it's going to go. Just absolutely smash it. But yeah, I understand. But when they come off though, Meg, if Rashford is the other side of the post, people are celebrating it, and it's the fine lines of penalties, and that's why it's so cruel, isn't it? It's the worst possible way to end the game.
Yeah, like the only other one that I would hate to be on the receiving, when they score last kick of the game.
Yeah.
Penalties or the very last kick of the game. It's just not a nice way to lose. But there is going to be a winner and there is going to be a loser. That's the end, the be all and end all of football, isn't it? Only one team can win.
And I was just hoping this time it'd be England, and it wasn't. But what it is, we move on. Meg, I'm just touching United very quickly. Varane rumours are building again. I have tweeted not long ago saying I'm getting excited about Varane, but I put a little gif below saying don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, because we know that we shouldn't get sucked in. We know what United are like. We also know we've been used in the past for a contract, but Fabrizio has come out and apparently said that he's definitely not using us for a contract. He wants a new challenge. Is it time to start to get a bit excited about Varane, do you think? And obviously Sancho is going to be announced within the next 48 hours, along with the new shirt as well.
That I am excited for that. I'm excited to finally see him holding the shirt after all this time. And look, we said this about Sancho. Don't get sucked in. Don't get into it until you see him holding that shirt. So I'm excited because I would love to see it happen. I'm also kind of a little bit reserved because I don't want it to be one of those where last minute we're out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we don't want to be left in limbo yet again. Varane would be perfect for Maguire, I agree. I think Varane and Maguire together, we saw Maguire along with Stones, along with a solid centre-back. I think he thrives on that, didn't he? He had a fantastic tournament, and just imagine him with Varane the side of him. I think that would bring the best out of Maguire. Like I say, Varane's a signing that I've wanted for a long, long time. It's almost like a Galactico signing. Like I'll be absolutely buzzing with him. But at the same time, this is Manchester United. I don't fully trust us in terms of transfers. I don't trust that our name's not just being used to try and boost his current deal as well. Until he's holding that shirt, I'm not going to get too excited. But I am going to say that it's looking more and more positive. I was watching Flex and KG earlier, and KG was saying they'll definitely come in. These players, Camavinga, Varane, are definitely coming. He was too confident for my liking.
I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that he's coming. I can't go back to the fact that Sancho sat on the plane and there's smoke coming from Old Trafford. Sancho's signed, they're doing his shoot already. I can't have the disappointment of the fact that Dortmund started the season with Sancho. And listen, like I said, I'm excited about the prospect of Varane being a Manchester United player. I really am. But I'm that little bit more reserved of the fact that I don't want to let myself get too involved for it to be just swiped from under our feet at the last second. And oh, look, I've got a shiny new contract at Madrid.
Yeah, I agree. Blue said it's a contact sport. What do you expect when there's 20 people inside the box? There's obviously going to be contact, of course. But does that then come down to the VAR, the rules, Meg? Hey, they won't obviously overrule if it's not clear and obvious. That wouldn't be deemed clear and obvious. So in a sense, it's not even going to properly get looked at.
Yeah, but Sterling's in control of the ball.
Yeah.
And if you're going to look at it, he's got hold of the ball, and you're putting that man on the floor. So I'm Blue. I get it because, like I've said, I do believe it was soft. I do believe, potentially that wouldn't have been given, perhaps with other referees, but this one believed that it was. And I think with what we have seen throughout this season, in particular with the rules, and that is a penalty.
Yeah,
and it is what it is.
It just comes down to the rules.
It is what it is.
But it swings and roundabouts. I'm sure there'll be decisions that go in favour of Denmark soon as well. I think it's just swings and roundabouts. It's just unfortunate. That's why we love and hate football at the same time, because decisions go for and against you all the time. And unfortunately, that one on that occasion went in favour of England and not Denmark. But unfortunate for you, not for us, obviously. Very fortunate for us.
But he finished it off with, "I'm never getting over this."
Never. Big up to Movement says, Soph and Meg, love you both. Big up. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that, and I hope you're doing well as well. But yeah, guys, Euros Vision is officially ending. No more Euros Vision. Obviously, we'll do some World Cup content, don't worry. And we could do a Women's Euros Vision as well.
I was going to say, we're back next year with Women's Euros Vision next year.
Of course.
And following that, we'll be back with the World Cup next year. But we've got a whole Manchester United season ahead of us. Like we said, we have got content coming out tomorrow with hairdryer treatment, and Soph and I will be back throughout this week. And as always, we always come back to check the comment section. So whether you've got a question or whether you've just got some feedback that you want to give us, then please let us know, because it's important to us, and we want to hear your opinions, not just of the conversation that we're talking about, but just perhaps the show in general. Yeah,
definitely. We always appreciate feedback. Like I say, get your suggestions in for a new name for a show that we're going to be doing for the Premier League, similar to the Euros Vision, but obviously league-based. Let us know any names. The best one we'll definitely keep and give you guys a shout out for it as well. But thank you so much for the support. Really do appreciate it. Like Meg said, hairdryer treatment episode 4 is out tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Already recorded it. It's ready to go out. It's a bit political. I don't hold back on this one. This is probably the one where I've got most irate, and I'll let you guys guess what I've got a bit angry about. And I can assure you, it wasn't the England team.
So I'm Bruce put Olympic watch on, and all I can think is that we could recreate the Olympics right now. Never mind watching them, we could be part of it. We could. Who's best at javelin throwing right now? The only one I'm not very good at, high jump's not kind of my thing.
I'm sitting here thinking I don't even know what I'd be good at.
Football.
Yeah, I actually would be dreadful, I think. I need to speak to Greg and get some tips. Greg, by the way, I've spoken to. He's going to come back on Ladies in Red soon. He's preparing because he's going to Tokyo. But he has said he wants to get involved at ASAP as soon as he can. So Greg will be joining us as well, Greg Rutherford. But yeah, Olympic watch-alongs could be fun, actually. I'd be interested to see how many people actually are interested in the Olympics, because it's something I actually do like watching. And Zoe said, great show as always, girls. See you soon. Thank you, Zoe, for that. Guys, hit a like on the video. Obviously, hit the subscribe button if you are brand new as well. And please make sure you go and follow Meg. Meg, let people know where they can find you.
I mean, Curtis already said, okay, do your thing. And Soph's removed my little name.
Sorry.
So now I'm up here. Look at this. At Megan Can with an underscore, at Real Ladies in Red on Twitter. The Ladies in Red channel on YouTube is where you're already at. If you're new, you can like the video, you can subscribe to the little icon that you tap, and you can get all notifications from us. But yeah, just thank you so much for the support over the Eurovision's content. We really appreciate it. It wasn't the final that we all wanted. Some of us wanted. I'm Blue, might have a different opinion, but no. Thank you all so much for the support during this set of shows, and we'll be back this week. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. And guys, I just want to add in there, I always say Ladies in Red merch is now open. You can see my little bucket hat here that I've been wearing for England games and whatnot. The hoodies, go and check them out. Like I say, no pressure to buy it all, but any feedback like Meg said would be appreciated. Let us know if you like what's on there, and if you are interested, there is a 20% discount at the moment for a limited time as well. So please check that out, guys, and give us some feedback. But yeah, your support means a lot to us. We're going to keep working hard for the content and keep putting out videos. And yeah, so stick with us, keep interacting. Great community that we've built on Ladies in Red, and we continue to keep building it and staying positive. But until next time, guys, we'll see you soon. Stay positive. Have a good one.